Today is not a regular assembly, and today is not a regular day. Today's Yom Hashoah. And for the next few hours, 2 hours, I need you to focus totally. 75 years ago, Jews just like us had plans, finishing their semesters in school, plans to get engaged, to get married, plans to get jobs, grandparents looking forward to seeing their grandchildren, celebrating bar mitzvahs, and then their entire world shut down. Totally shut down. And they entered into a world full of feelings and experiences, boys and girls, that they weren't ready for. Starvation, separation, torture, a world of gas chambers, crematorium, things that are just unheard of and unbelievable that could happen to human beings. So today, we are remembering those people. We're saying prayers and thoughts for millions of souls that some don't have even one family member left to remember them. At the same time, we are celebrating today, because we are very lucky in this room to be transformed into a group of people who have new family members join our ranks at the Yeshivah of Flatbush. We have witnesses here today, something that is rare today, and we should take advantage of. Witnesses who are here to tell their stories, to share their feelings, and most of all, to allow us together with them to celebrate their life. I think we all understand where our attention is, where our hearts are. I recognize the wonderful organization, the staff of SelfHelp. I welcome cellist Jane O'Hara, and of course on the flute, Leslie Grazzi. We recognize the efforts of Mr. Brian Gelfand and his talents. We want to thank Edan Malca, our own student, for the lyrics of the closing song. We really appreciate the wonderful efforts of our students who worked the entire year together with our wonderful new family members. And of course, the efforts, the talent, and the dedication of Sally Grazzi-Shatskis, who is going to, you could applaud. And as a matter of fact, for the very first time, I'm going to say that I expect appropriate reaction, but there will be applause, and you will see there's a need for it. But the level of respect that I feel right now in this room is the level that we're assuming is going to be throughout the program. And trust me, you will be a changed person by the end of this program. Please give your undivided attention to Sally. You're going to speak first.
It is my honor to share with you today the power of the human spirit. What you are about to witness is a unique and original recounting of the stories of 8 heroes and the students, your friends, who have so bravely taken on the responsibility of listening to these stories, internalizing them, and sharing them with you today. Our group is not comprised of actors by trade. For most of them, this will be their first time ever on a stage. But rather, our group is made up of 25 human beings who have dedicated themselves to making sure that the stories you see today and the people to whom they belong will never be forgotten. These 25 beautiful souls have spent the better part of this year getting to know each other so well that they have become truly like a family. In light of this, please remember that not only will you be witnessing their enactments of the stories, but you will also be able to glimpse the real life, in the moment, genuine connections that these students and survivors have made. We realize that life is so delicate. But we have also learned that these survivors are stronger perhaps than we will ever be. They have looked evil in the eye, and yet they still see the beauty in this world. We invite you to become witnesses to their stories, their lives, and their own real words. Let today's production be testament to the fact that we have triumphed over the evil of hatred and destruction, because together we have brought memories to life and we have created love. It is this bond between human beings that is everlasting.
Appropriately so, we begin with words from Tanakh, read by Rabbi Harari. You don't have to clap every time.
יחזקאל פרק ל"ז, חזון העצמות היבשות. הייתה עלי יד אדוני, ויוציאני ברוח אדוני, והניחני בתוך הבקעה, והיא מלאה עצמות. והעבירני עליהם סביב סביב, והנה רבות מאוד על פני הבקעה, והנה יבשות מאוד. ויאמר אלי, בן אדם, התחיינה העצמות האלה? ואומר, אדוני אלוהים, אתה ידעת. ויאמר אלי, הנבא על העצמות האלה, ואמרת עליהם, העצמות היבשות, שמעו דבר אדוני. כה אמר אדוני אלוהים לעצמות האלה, הנה אני מביא בכם רוח וחייתם. ונתתי עליכם גידים, והעליתי עליכם בשר, וקרמתי עליכם אור, ונתתי בכם רוח וחייתם. וידעתם כי אני אדוני. וניבאתי כאשר צוויתי, ויהי קול כהנבאי והנה רעש, ותקרבו עצמות עצם אל עצמו, וראיתי והנה עליהם גידים, ובשר עלה, ויקרם עליהם אור מלמעלה, ורוח אין בהם. ויאמר אלי, הנבא אל הרוח, הנבא בן אדם, ואמרת אל הרוח, כה אמר אדוני אלוהים, מארבע רוחות בואי הרוח, ובכי בהרוגים האלה, ויחיו. והנבאתי כאשר ציווני, ותבוא בהם הרוח, ויחיו, ויעמדו על רגליהם חיל גדול מאוד מאוד. ויאמר אלי, בן אדם, העצמות האלה כל בית ישראל המה. הנה אומרים יבשו עצמותינו, ואבדת תקוותנו נגזרנו לנו. לכן, הנבא ואמרת עליהם, כה אמר אדוני אלוהים, הנה אני פותח את קברותיכם, והעליתי אתכם מקברותיכם עמי, והבאתי אתכם אל אדמת ישראל. וידעתם כי אני אדוני בפתחי את קברותיכם, ובהעלתי אתכם קברותיכם עמי. ונתתי רוחי בכם וחייתם, והנחתי אתכם על אדמתכם, וידעתם כי אני אדוני דיברתי ועשיתי, נאום אדוני.
Boys and girls, open your hearts and open your souls and become part of our heroes' lives. Thank you.
קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית את עבדך. קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית את עבדך. קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית את עבדך. קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית את עבדך. במקלי עברתי את הירדן, אתה הייתי לשני מחנות. הצילני נא, הצילני נא, הצילני נא. במקלי עברתי את הירדן, אתה הייתי לשני מחנות. הצילני נא, הצילני נא, הצילני נא. קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית את עבדך. קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית את עבדך. במקלי עברתי את הירדן, אתה הייתי לשני מחנות. הצילני נא, הצילני נא, הצילני נא. במקלי עברתי את הירדן, אתה הייתי לשני מחנות. הצילני נא, הצילני נא, הצילני נא. כי חסדך גדול עליי, כי חסדך גדול עליי, והצלת נפשי משעות הקטיעה. במקלי עברתי את הירדן, הצילני, הצילני נא, הצילני נא, הצילני נא. במקלי עברתי את הירדן, אתה הייתי לשני מחנות. הצילני נא, הצילני נא, הצילני נא. במקלי עברתי את הירדן, אתה הייתי לשני מחנות. הצילני נא, הצילני נא, הצילני נא.
I was born in Cholew, Poland, just a few years before the war. I can remember back as early as 6 years old when the highlights of my week was Thursday, market day. My father owned a fabric business and my mother helped him in the store. On Thursdays, the vendors would set up their market stands right outside our store. I was supposed to stay home, but it was too exciting to be away.
Which fabric would you like? Why don't you check down here? Yeah, which one? If you take this one, it matches with this one.
Mama, please, Mama, just a few cents, please. I'll run right over there to buy a piece of candy and come right back. I promise.
Toby, can't you see I'm busy with a customer? Yeah, well, we have one like this, but it's coming tomorrow.
Okay. Now can I have some money?
Tomcha, you're supposed to be at home with Marisha.
But it's boring at home with a nanny. I like to be around all these people, and I like the candy.
I'll tell you what, Toby. I'm going to give you a very important job. Do you think you can stand right up here on this stool and watch to make sure no one steals anything? It's very important.
Yes.
We take this one. Yeah.
Life back then was good, really good, and I knew I was special. I was born with a thin layer covering my face. When the doctor was able to take it off and help me breathe, he told my parents I was a very lucky child. So I always felt I would have luck on my side, and I did. But luck got you only so far once the Germans invaded my life.
Where are we going?
Just follow us and don't let go of my hand.
Who are those people with the shiny boots?
Keep your eyes and ears open, but your mouths closed. Do not call attention to yourselves.
You will all live together in one area. Everyone must work. You must wear an armband with a star. You no longer have any voice. You are no longer who you were. You are nobody. You are no longer human. We will treat you as we want to treat you.
I am listening, but I am distracted by those boots. They are so shiny, and they are marching so straight with such rhythm. How could men in such shiny boots be so mean?
Their speeches were very clear. There was no two ways about it. We were no longer human, and they gave us plenty of examples to show us of how not human we were. From that day on, my parents forbade my sister and me from leaving the apartment.
I'm bored, Betty. What should we do now?
I don't know. Toby, come look. They're taking that baby.
When my parents came home, we told them what we had seen.
But why, Mama? Why would they do that to a baby?
I can't answer that, Becca. I can't explain it.
Let's not talk about this anymore. Then no more looking out the window. From now on, these shades stay drawn. And lay low so no one sees you.
No explanations from my parents, no discussions. My parents were very busy worrying about how to survive each day. We just had to look at them and were quite clear not to ask any more questions. Things went on like this for a few months. One Friday night, my father came home from work very sullen, looking very sullen.
Tonight is the night. Follow me.
For what?
We are going to hide.
What are you doing?
You see this hole? We are going to crawl through it. It looks very small, but it leads to the cellar. Every night while you were sleeping, I was building a separation I was separating the cellar. We're going to hide there. Go.
My father was a genius, and I admired him immensely. He thought of everything. He built the wall in the center. It was perfectly grafted wall and a very safe place to hide. But he only took us and one of his sisters. No one else knew where we were, and he was right about the Aktia. The next morning, on Shabbat, the Germans came in and took everyone away. My aunts, grandparents, cousins, we were left alone in the cellar.
Let's check the cellar down here. What was that noise? It came from down there.
Ha! Look, it's a cat. Let's go. No one's here.
I never forgave myself for getting that startled and making that noise. But that cat saved our lives on this particular day. Within the year, whoever was left was forced to relocate. My father knew better than to allow the Germans' plans. He knew he had to find a permanent hiding place. And eventually he did. Her name was Mrs. Stefana Strokova, who agreed to hide us in her barn.
We are 9 people here in this barn. We sleep 4, facing 5. We keep each other warm and try to entertain each other by learning different skills. I've learned to knit and to daven and to say my aleph base. I'm even learning mathematics. Soon, I'll be 9 years old, and my father wants me to keep learning new things every day. The lady who owns this barn, we call her the Pritza, the princess. She bought some livestock, so she has reason to come bring us food. She comes every day, but I am still really very hungry. Today, my mother is taking Betty and me past that wall to the main part of the barn so I can stretch my legs.
Come on, Tocha, Betka, it's our turn. Watch out, Grandma's hands are right there.
Just pigs and sheep, you will see.
Open the barn door. Okay, close it. Back to your house.
The officer never saw us. Years later, we realized why he missed us. Inside the barn was so very pitch dark, and the outside, the sun was shining strong. And when he saw, that's why he was blind. And when he saw the screaming pig running towards him, he decided not to search further. And the preacher got very scared and told us we must leave.
Listen, Toby, Betty, we have gone to many houses. They don't take us in, and they don't turn us in either. We only have a few houses left to try. But if you two go together, you might have a better chance. We must separate.
No, Tate.
Mama and I will go together, and the 2 of you will stay together.
No, Tate.
We will try to meet when this is all over. But if it doesn't happen, which is most likely, know that you have family in the US and in Palestine. You must find them. Don't cry. Please don't cry. Take care of each other. We love you. We will always love you, no matter where we are.
I feel terrible, but they must go. After that close call with the policeman in the barn, we can't take such a risk anymore.
But Mama, how can you turn away all those people? And 4 children? Do you know the fate that awaits them? They'll be dead in 5 minutes.
Tajik, my son, you have a heart of gold, but we have no choice.
Yes, we do. It's our choice, and we must choose what's right to keep them safe. I'll take it upon myself.
A boy of 16? Caring for 9 people? Tajik, please!
No, Mama, I insist. From now on, the barn is my responsibility. I'll give them food, I'll hide them better, and I'll keep watch day and night.
And Tajik did just that. He was so unusual, so daring, so kind, and so righteous. He fixed up the barn so we could have more hay and bedding and a larger area to live in. He divided the pen a little wider so the children can look outside and see the world.
You see, Toby, every day you see that sun, you must thank Hashem for giving you life.
Modeh ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam.
Come, Toncha. We have new sweaters from the Pritza this morning. We will take them apart, and I will teach you a new stitch.
Can I start working on something for Tajik? He bought us an extra potato yesterday.
Of course. We can never show enough gratitude to Tajik.
You must show hakaras hatov wherever we are.
Tajik watched over our barn for 2 years, and he saved us many a times from the Germans or the Ukrainians or the Poles. He did not forget what he was doing even for 1 second. When the war was over, we were able to help Tajik and his family. We helped him with the money that my father had saved from the material during the war.
Toby,
After the war, you moved to New Orleans. You were already 16 but had to start in the first grade because you knew no English. However, after just 1 year, you graduated from the 8th grade as a valedictorian.
That's right, Sarah. I even made a speech in English at my graduation.
You met and married Harry when you were 20, and you moved to New York and had 2 children.
I have a daughter and a son who happened to graduate from Yeshivah of Flatbush. That's why when they offered me that play, I said, wow, this is my place to be. I had spent many years here with the kids. I have 3 wonderful grandchildren, and they follow in their footsteps in a different yeshiva.
You were a bookkeeper for 19 years at Coney Island Hospital, and then worked at a jewelry store with Harry for 25 years. But what amazes me most is that even now you continue to work and to tell your story every day as a docent at the Museum of Jewish Heritage and the Living Memorial to the Holocaust.
And every year I go to volunteer at the IDF in Israel.
You are a hard worker, Toby, and the way you love your life and pack it with so much meaning through your chesed and day-to-day activities has inspired us all. I strive to be like you, Toby Tonchalivi. I love you.
I love you too, and I love all these kids. They did a great job, and thank you all.
I was born Herschel Abramovich, the first boy after 2 girls. We lived in a town called Novoselica. We had no phones, no radios, even a car we didn't see. But every month,
my
childhood was not exciting.
It was just
ordinary, but also very comfortable.
Heshi, I made soup tonight for dinner.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry.
And what do you say to your mother, Heshi?
Thank you, Mama.
It's my pleasure, Heshi. Kim asks, of course you are hungry. You were born on Tisha B'Av. You are always hungry.
I loved soup of all kinds, and my mother made delicious soup, especially on Erev Shabbos. My father was a gentle and quiet man, and he always insisted we be respectful to our elders. He was very happy to have a boy after 2 girls, and we always talked about my bar mitzvah.
Mama, what are you baking?
These are the cookies for your bar mitzvah. See, here I made a babka and a kokush, and now I am making almond cookies.
Will everyone be here, Mama?
After you read your parsha, the Gabbai will announce that the whole shul is invited here. Are you nervous?
No, I don't think so, but I'm very excited.
I had been looking forward to my bar mitzvah all my life. But when the time came, my father got sick, and he missed my bar mitzvah because he was in the hospital. I was very disappointed. My father was so important to me.
Tate has gotten all better now, and he's very proud of my learning. He sends me to Yeshiva in Bergsalt, which is about 80 kilometers away from home. I stay here for the whole Zman and eat at a different house each day of the week. Today is Sunday, my favorite day.
Hashi, come in, come in. I have lots of children left over for you. My husband shechted a big cow right before Shabbos, so the meat is fresh and there's plenty of it.
The chulent at Shoichet's house was the best I ever had. I had never eaten chulent like that before and never ate one like that since.
It is 1944. I've been called home from yeshiva. All the Jews in my town are being forced out. I'm 19 years old. I'm ready to do whatever it takes for my family to be safe.
Listen, Heshi, tonight after Shabbos, we are not going anywhere. We're going to go to grandfather's apple orchard. We should be safe there for a while.
We are here in the orchard house. It is morning, and we're planning on being here for a while. Father, what was that? I heard a shot. I see 3 boys outside. I recognize them from school. That boy is Anthony. We used to play football together. What could they be doing here?
We are here safe in the orchard house. It is morning, and we are planning. What is she? Anthony and his friends forced us out of the orchard house. They rounded us up a schoolyard for 3 days. Then moved all of us to the synagogue. It didn't matter that we had been with schoolboys together. It didn't matter how much we begged him to let us go. We were Jews and he was not. He had all the power and we had none. He did us as he pleased.
We're here in the Malca ghetto. After a week of being held captive by Anthony, he forced us onto a train with other Jews being sent to the ghetto. We live in an attic. There are no beds. We just lay where we can find space. I see horrible things here in Malca. People are being killed every day, even rabbis. The officers, they treat us like animals. I'm 19 years old, and I'm longing for the days of my ordinary childhood.
Everyone is ordered to the train station. Now, move!
Put all gold and valuables here. You're not going to need it where you're going.
I can see out the window. We are passing barrack salts. I yearn for the days in my yeshiva. And now, we are passing Koshitze. I know this town too. It is around noon now, and I think we've arrived at our final destination.
Everyone out! Raus! Raus!
Mengele stood with a stick, pointing people left and right. My father and my brother stood with me. My father was young and strong. His only fault was that one leg was a bit shorter. Because of this, he had a limp.
You, right. Never mind, go left.
Tate!
Right!
My mother was on the women's line near a woman with twin boys.
Come, let me help you. Give me one of your boys. I'll hold him for you for a bit.
Left! Left!
Come, let me help you. Give me one of the boys and I'll hold him for you a bit. My young, strong parents were both sent. They're both sent on the left when I was put in a barrack.
Do you mind telling me? Was auf a Breakfast What kind of factory is that?
You just came today?
I came yesterday.
Did your family come with you?
Sure, my parents, grandparents, and siblings.
You see that fire?
Yeah?
That's where they are.
At first, I didn't understand, but I caught on it pretty fast. Within a few weeks, I was sent on a train again.
Raus! Raus!
I'm in Plaszow now, and they're deciding where to put us. A trade? No, I don't have a trade. What yes, I do? Ich bin a shoemaker. So I became a shoemaker in a factory.
Raus! Raus!
I'm in Mauthausen now, and we're being forced to carry large stones of 86 steps for no reason at all. We are forced to do this. And if they don't like the stones you lay at their feet, they send you straight to the crematorium.
Raus! Raus!
I'm in Malca now, and I have a job inside of a factory. My job is to use a jackhammer, but my strength is waning. It's enough to drill into the floor, into the walls, but the worst is to have to drill into the ceiling. I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Raus! Raus!
I'm in Ebensee, and I crossed the Danube and marched many kilometers to get here. There's hardly a difference now between the dead and the living, only that the dead are lucky they can no longer feel. I took the shoes off a dead man today to wear for myself. What has become of me?
Raus! Raus!
But this time, it's not for me. The voices fade away, the tanks disappear, and the power shifts into chaotic lawlessness.
For 2 days, everyone did whatever they wanted. People were killing each other all over. It was chaos. But then the Americans came, and finally, it was over.
Hi, after the war, it was very hard to get back on your feet, but you found, loved, and married Irene. And a few years later, you had your first baby girl, Cindy.
That's right, Daniel. When she was the most beautiful thing I ever had seen.
Years later, Irene passed away, but you found love again and married Faye, and adopted her 2 daughters, Barbara and Carol. You moved to America, where you were able to pick up English pretty fast. It took over a decade to become successful in a career, but you finally established yourself as a cabinet maker.
And don't forget, about getting my citizenship, it was then that I changed my name from Herman to Hi.
Now, you have 3 grandchildren and even 6 great-grandchildren. You have built a beautiful life full of love and happiness, and it was my honor to share your story, Hi.
Listen, it shouldn't have happened, but it did. It's a fact of life. But we had to move forward. Hitler wanted me dead. When here I was, and here I have several grandkids and great-grandkids. Thank you, Daniel. I will never forget the time I spent with you all, and it has meant so much to me.
I was born in the ghetto in Hungary, just 2 days after the war started. The war was part of my childhood. I thought it was a normal way of life.
I never knew any
different.
I'm hungry on you, and I'm cold.
Don't tell me you're getting sick again, Edith Kim. You are always getting sick.
Move over, you're taking up all the space.
But you got the spike yesterday. It's my turn in front of the stove. Antonia, please. Let her sit in front of the fire. The last thing we need is for her to get pneumonia again.
When is Abu coming home? My father had been arrested when he was out one night. He went out all the time.
I told you, Apu is not coming home. He shouldn't have been out so late at night. Serves him right.
The Nazi has taken my father to a camp. We never saw him again. My mother was pregnant at the time, and she had to care for all 5 of us alone.
Quickly, come.
The Germans are all over our town. They're going into houses and taking people away.
Come on, Iditka.
But why are we in the infirmary? We're not sick.
Shh, Iditka, if we are not sick, then we will all be dead. Now lie down and lie quietly. I wouldn't go in there if I were you. Those kids are quarantined. Smallpox.
My mother served us many times. She was very brave and very good at pretending.
Please, sir, leave me here. I'm in labor. Can't you see? It will be any minute now. You don't want to have to deal with that. Take someone else. What could you possibly want with me?
She had good intention, but sometimes things didn't end as she thought they would. I remember we were all screaming of hunger, and she risked her life to break into a candy store to feed us, even though bombs were falling all around us. We got so sick from all that Turkish delight, and at that time we got tried to get on the train after the war.
Please, sir, I am trying to get home. I have 6 children. I cannot possibly pay for all of us. Please, take pity on a widow with so many babies.
That's impossible, ma'am. See, the train has just been painted, and the paint is still wet. But if you want to take your chances on the roof, by all means.
Iditka, you hold baby Rudy. Everybody get on. Lie as flat and as straight as you can, and for God's sakes, do not let go.
This train ride seems like it will never end. I can hardly hold on, let alone keep hold of Rudy. I'm terrified someone will fall off. And then what will it matter if the rest of us make it or not?
Okay. We made it back home to Slovakia, after all of us alive and unharmed, even though we were hungry and disheveled. But it was 1945 and times were bad. People told my mom we would be all better in the home. So she put us all in a children's home for orphans. I was 5 years old, and all I wanted to do was to leave.
Again, Iditka, you ran away again. What is wrong with you? That's a good place. At least there you eat.
Please, Adu, please let me stay with you. I'd rather starve than be without you.
I did not bring you all this way for you to die of hunger here with me. Back you go.
I miss my mother and my real home. I'm so lonely here. I'm here for 2.5 years. I run away over and over again, but each time she brings me back. She says she loves me, so I can't understand why she doesn't want me.
One day an Israeli youth movement came and offered to take all the children to Israel. My mother felt life would be better in a country where you could walk freely in the street as a Jew. So she sent me along with my sibling. I lived in a children's home there too.
I'm here in a children's home again. I'm in Israel, where my mother promised me life would be better because we could be Jewish and hold our heads up in the streets. But when I run away into the streets, I need to cover my face so no one catches me. I wish I was invisible. She said she would take me back, but she never did, and she kept my brother.
Go away, Adita. Can't you make your own friends? Just because I'm your sister doesn't mean I always have to be with you.
Go away, Adita. Can you see I'm busy with the boys? Go play with your dolls or something.
I am 8 years old. I have a mother, and I have brothers and sisters, but they don't want me, so really, I have no one. Really, I am alone.
My mother had saved me so many times over. She was definitely full of courage, but really all I needed was a mother's love. From that loss, she could never save me.
Edita, when you arrived on the first day of Witness Theater, you announced to the group that you are a negative person, and that no day is a good day, and that there is nothing you really like in this world.
That's right, Joy. I learned from a young age that there is a lot of suffering in life.
But despite your very difficult childhood and your very painful memories, you managed to pick up the pieces of your life and become a wife and a mother to children of your own.
I'm telling you, Edan, it was not easy after all those years. It was very hard for me to love.
But in Witness Theater, we learn that you are in fact capable of deep love, that you are both loving and lovable.
You enjoyed our Wednesday sessions so much that you never missed a single one. You danced, you sang, and you shared your stories. And you came to love the time you spent with us.
We love you, Edita.
We love you for who you are.
Love you too.
I got it. I got it.
Rachel mevaka al baneha, al baneha, al baneha.
Rachel mevaka al baneha, Rachel mevaka al baneha, Rachel mevaka.
עינייך מדמעה ואת רגלי מדחי נאום נאום השם רחל מבכה על בניה רחל מבכה על בניה רחל מבכה על בניה רחל
My sister Edith and I were born in Vienna, Austria. When the Nazis came to power, Edith was 6 years old. Our father had a successful business and we lived comfortable. I was just 4 and I went everywhere with my mother.
Edith, Trudy, let's go. Stop dawdling.
Heil Hitler.
Girls, shush. Never say that again. Do you hear me? Never again.
But it's funny. Our name is Gitler. We sound just like Hitler.
Dita, Hitler is a very bad man. We don't want to sound like Hitler. Come, Har, we need to get home.
My mother was afraid to walk with us in the streets in case we said something we shouldn't. So we watched things happening from our home.
Things feel different here in our town. People are doing strange things. Mama, why are all those women from the shul washing the streets?
I can't quite say, Dita. Can I go out and help them? No, Truda. It's too dangerous. These women don't want to be washing the streets. They're being forced to.
Mother, look. Look at all those men from our shul. Why are they dancing in the streets? Why do they look so sad if they are dancing?
Because, Edith, they didn't choose to dance in the streets. They're being forced to.
My parents had always been respectable, independent people, but suddenly they were depending on the kindness of strangers. One wrong move and we would be in trouble. One night, our life in Vienna came to an end.
Rose, they're looking for me. They don't want to give me my wages. I can't go to work tomorrow because they'll be waiting for me there. And it's only a matter of time until they come here looking for me at home. And if I'm here, you and the girls aren't safe. I have to get to Switzerland somehow.
You're not going anywhere without us. You go, we go.
Okay, but hurry up. We'll take the local train.
But it will take so long.
Trust me, Rose.
We are leaving now. It's nighttime and we're going somewhere. I think my mom said Switzerland, but I'm not sure.
I'm sure we won't be gone for long. We didn't pack any suitcases. Just an extra pair of underwear.
We took the local and it was a good thing because the express was stopped and all the Jews were taking off the train. We reached the border in the early morning hours.
Rose, those are the same 2 officers from the train. We're being followed.
Where are you headed, sir?
On holiday, to the beach.
We're not stupid. We know you are headed for the border.
Please, sir, we will pay you. Just let it go. Please, just let us go.
No need for payment. We'll show you the way to the border. You may continue on your journey.
It was a miracle. They were SS officers and they helped us escape. The war had not affected everyone just yet. In Switzerland, life was okay. We had to build it from scratch though, and my father was not allowed to earn a wage for full 10 years.
Mama, are we moving again?
We will move whenever we have to, whenever they tell us to. Another family needs this apartment, but we will find somewhere else to live. And just like we have here, the Jewish organization will help us with furniture and clothes. We will plant our own garden and we will have enough to eat. Don't worry, Shefala.
My mother was amazing. She could always find the positive in difficult situations. So we moved again. This time we went to a Catholic school and the town was not friendly to the Jews.
Hey, leave us alone. That's enough, everyone. Leave us alone. That's enough, everyone.
That's enough, everyone. Please take your spots for morning prayers.
Dita, kneel down or you'll get in trouble.
No, absolutely not. I'm in 4th grade and I should be able to choose for myself.
Edith Gitler to the principal's office.
Edith was always making mischief. She walked around like such a big shot, and I was always afraid she would get in trouble. Somehow she never did, but the kids kept making fun of our last name and throwing stones at us. So my mother started escorting us to school every day.
Have a wonderful day, girls. I will be right here when school lets out. I have to go to the authorities to register today, but we'll be back in time. Register? Again? You just did that a few months ago. We have to register every 3 months. We're not citizens here. We're like visitors. We need permission to stay.
Well, if we have permission to stay, then in my opinion, Papa should start getting paid for working. After all, he is working for the government.
It's out of our hands, Dita. Father has to work, but is not allowed to earn a wage. It's a part of the deal we made in order to stay here.
Well, I think it's ridiculous. When I'm old enough, I'm going to get a job.
Me too.
Edith dropped out of high school when she was 16 and got a job in a print shop. I had a paper route and did some babysitting and other odd jobs. We were very lucky. We were never hungry, never cold, but keeping kosher was tough. We had to travel by train to the nearest city with the live chicken to have it slaughtered properly so it would be kosher.
Shh, keep quiet. Can't you hold that box any straighter? That poor chicken has enough to worry about once he gets off the train. Shouldn't have to get sick from the journey.
I can't wait to have a good hot soup. It's been months since we ate chicken.
Stop daydreaming and hold that box still before that chicken makes enough noise to get us kicked off this train.
Edith and I got stronger from our experiences. We learned to work for a comfortable existence. Life wasn't easy. We didn't have much, but we had enough. For that, we were very lucky.
Dear Edith, what an honor it has been to play your role. Even though you're not able to be with us tonight, we could feel your presence and your spirit on this stage. Despite years of constant relocation during the war, you managed to find a permanent home in America at age 18. You always believed in yourself, and you had big dreams to work on Wall Street. You were always successful in whatever you did because your dedication was unshakable. Not only did you survive the war and rebuild your life, but you're also a cancer survivor. You are strong, you are dedicated, and you are a positive thinker. We were all so sorry to hear about the loss of your husband Max earlier this month. You had been the ultimate caretaker, providing him with love and support for many years, even as his memories faded. We're sad that you're not able to be with us tonight, but we thank you for inspiring and empowering us to think positive. We express our deepest condolences for Max and wish you a heartfelt refuah shlema.
Trudy, you were 17 when you came to America, and you lived in an apartment in Manhattan with 30 other girls.
Could you imagine, Nina? That was very hard. I remember it was so crowded, and all the food and drinks came out of cardboard. Thank God I was able to move to Williamsburg with my family.
You had dreams of becoming a nurse, but when your father fell ill, you weren't able to attend nursing school. You had a job in a factory and then in a lace store on Fifth Avenue. You married Leibel, who was also a survivor, and together in Crown Heights you had 3 children, Shabsi, Rifki, and Avi. You and Leibel were married for over 40 years, and now you're the proud bubby of how many?
Too many grandchildren and great-grandchildren to count. This, Nina, is my survival.
I was born in Ulanów, a small town in Poland. I had an older brother, a younger brother, and a younger sister. I was a tomboy
And had a lot of energy.
Hey Sabina, race you to the river?
Okay, Hannah, but you know I'll always win. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a head start. On your mark, get set, go.
I always won. I always was so fast and I had so much energy.
Mama's always looking around for jobs for me so I can keep moving. Often she sends me to the needy to deliver money and food.
Sabina, Shainshu, take this to the Shaishkis. It's almost Shabbos, and I'm sure they love a challah and a chillin'. And Tata's bringing home a lot of company tonight, so hurry back. And Shaindel, no wandering.
Me? Wander? Never.
I had a lot of chutzpah.
Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Welcome, welcome.
Good Shabbos.
Welcome.
Good Shabbos.
Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Mine.
Shabbos.
My tata is an important businessman. He and my mother are both hospitable and charitable. Every Friday night, we invite guests from all over who can't afford to make Shabbos. I love to listen to their conversations at my table. Good Shabbos.
That's good. Shaindel, so what do you think of her?
Oh, well, she's definitely pretty.
I really like her, Shaindel.
Of course you do, but you know that my opinion doesn't really matter.
Of course it does. You're my sister.
I know, but it's really Mama and Tata's opinion that matters, and I don't know if they'll approve.
Herschel and I were very close. We were both teenagers when the war began in Poland. We didn't really have any way of knowing what was happening. It came as a shock to us.
One day we woke up and found that our beautiful shul had been burned to the ground. Soon after, they started gathering all the men and cutting off all their beards. One day, they even took my brother to jail.
Sabina, be strong. You always have been. I need you to see what's going on with your brother Herschel. He needs you. He'll need food. He'll need someone to plead for his release. Here, take this money. Use it to use whatever you can to get him out of jail. And you'll need these papers to show whose release you are paying for.
My father knew if there was anyone who could track the 3 miles, I could.
I've been here in this town for a few weeks, just waiting for the right moment to save my brother. Every single day, I pass by the barbed wire and sneak to him bread. Be strong, Heshi. Tomorrow I'll see the Ratajski.
Thank you, Sabina. Be strong. I'll never forget what you're doing for me. I love you.
I managed to bribe a Polish officer for my brother's release. Soon after, we went home with a peasant whom my father once helped.
No one could believe what I had accomplished. I was only 18 years old, but I knew how to get things done.
But now, things have started to get worse.
Okay, they're ordering all the Jews to leave town. We'll need to go in different directions. Say goodbye for now. Shainshu, I have a few $100 and next few zlotys for you.
No, but Tate, don't we all have papers?
They made a mistake on Herschel and Adela's papers. They switched their pictures. And Monique is too young to go without me. But you have your papers. You can go now.
A friend of mine whose name is Bernard is leaving tonight. You can go with him.
The young man Bernard and I had to bribe our way across the river by ferry, and then we had to grab on the outside step of a train for an entire night to finally get to Stree. When I got off the train, I showed the Gestapo my false papers. From that moment on, I was no longer Jewish.
Why don't you come to church with us? It's been 6 months since you and your husband moved in and you haven't been to our church yet.
Well, you see, the old church I used to go to, it was much less fancy. I just don't have the proper clothes.
Nonsense. You can wear whatever you have.
I've never been to a church before. My heart is pounding. Perhaps if I just follow along, They won't realize how out of place I feel.
I became a regular at church. I learned every hymn and prayer backwards and forwards. I made sure I was as Catholic as I could be.
Join us for coffee?
Of course. Thank you. The Easter service was marvelous today.
I love that you sing melodies, and you have such a beautiful voice, Sabina. But you are so funny, you take your sugar like a Jew.
You offend me, neighbor. What nonsense.
I never took my sugar cube in my teeth like that again. I had to be careful. What I ate, how I spoke, how I behaved.
Sabina, you have to go out. The neighbors are whispering. Just like I have to work for the German effort every day, you need to find something to do. And we will keep on living as if we were husband and wife. It makes sense to the neighbors.
I know, but how can I go out there and watch the Jews being carted away to be shot in the woods? What do you want me to do, wave to them? As if I'm happy to see them go? I can't, I'll go mad, I can't.
You can't let your mind think of that. You can only think of survival.
I know. I'll go out. I'm here at the movie theater. I find it's the most comfortable place I can go. Here, all I have to do is sit and stare at a screen for 3 hours. I've seen the film Wiener Blut over and over and over again.
In the meantime, outside the theater, open trucks of Jews were taking each day and returning empty until the Jewish ghetto was completely liquidated.
Sabina, the war is coming to an end. The Russians are bombing everywhere. It's time for us to do our part. I've been asked to lead the partisans. They want to make this apartment their headquarters.
Of course, it must be here. I'll do whatever I can. I'll cook for the men. Bernard and I were supposed to go to a town far from Stri to gather weapons. We were given 3 rifles.
I cannot carry them back. They look too suspicious. Do you think you'll be able to carry them for a couple of miles?
What's a few rifles for a few miles?
You have always been so strong, Sabina. You are a lady and not a lady.
Thank you, Bernard. I do what I can.
I carried them through the villages all the way back home. Bernard followed behind me. No one could believe my strength, not even I could.
The war is over and Bernard has been taken to the Russian army. I feel so alone. I feel as if all my strength is gone. I have no one to be with, so I had to go back home to Ulanov.
I recognize you. You're a Jew who once traveled on my boat. I'm surprised you're still alive, and for that I charge you double. What's the matter? Lost your voice? You can't speak? Don't you want to know? Don't you want to ask?
If I don't ask, then I won't know. Maybe it's better not to know. My family, are they alive?
No. They are all dead. Not a single Jew from Ulanov survived. Well, here we are.
I sat on the edge of the river and cried like I had never cried before. In 1 second, I lost everything. My entire family, my entire town.
Sabina, you had lost everyone and you could not imagine how you would ever recover. But the bright, hopeful, brilliant spirit was still very much alive inside of you, and it pushed you to go on. You married Bernard, and although your relationship didn't start as most, you and Bernard built a home filled with spirit. You had a son and a daughter, and you were an amazing mother.
That's right, Alisa. And I even managed to be a working woman alongside raising my children. I went to every one of my son's soccer games.
You continue to lead a life full of adventure and excitement. You exercise and swim, and you love to travel. In fact, you just cruised with your friends to Bermuda a few months ago.
Alisa, I'm 90 years young. Not exactly. I just celebrated my 92nd birthday. But don't tell anybody. And not only did I survive, but I also am full of life. Sag nicht keinmal, lass die Geist dem letzten Weg. Heute Himmel Bleie verstellen blaue Tag. Kommen wird noch unser ausgebänkte Schuh. Es wird abheucht und unser Trott, wir sehnen du. Das Lied geschrieben ist mit Blut und nicht mit Blei. Das ist kein Liedl für ne Vogel in der Frei. Das hat der Volk zwischen fallende gewähnt. Das Lied gesingen mit ner Gannes in die Hand.
Starting ready? Yeah, I know. I was born in Poland to a Hasidic family. My mother was a true Yiddish mama, at most fantastic baker you would ever meet. She was an Eshes Chayil and a Bal Chesed who helped brides who could not afford dowry.
I have many fond memories of my parents before the war, but my favorite time of year was definitely Pesach.
Mama, can I please try on my new clothes now? Can I at least try on my new shoes?
Zalman, you know you need to wait until the Seder night to wear your new things.
Oh, all right.
Oh, and Zalman, while you're here, I'd like you to take that stuffing and refill your mattress.
But
nothing, Zalman. You know we restuff our mattresses every year before Pesach, and your brothers and sisters have already done theirs. Oh, and Zalman, remember, after tonight, there will be no more chametz allowed in this apartment. It is exactly 1 week until Erev Pesach, and after I finish cleaning here in the kitchen, the whole house will be Pesach. All meals will be served in the communal hall downstairs. Please don't forget.
My mother was very serious about her Pesach cleaning, and when the Seder night finally arrived, the house buckled. We ate a beautiful Pesach dishes and drank from crystal glasses. We celebrate many glorious Pesach right up till my bar mitzvah, but soon after that, the Germans invaded Poland, and life changed within just 3 days.
Mama, what was that noise? It sounds like gunshots.
Listen to me, Zalman. They're saying that a Jew killed a German. They're looking for who did it. They're ordering all men and boys onto the streets. We'll put this iodine onto your arm and make it as if you have a broken arm. Do you understand? That's the plan. Now get into bed.
All Jewish men, out on the street.
Sir, the only one here is my son, and he has a broken arm. There's no way he could possibly be guilty of any crime.
If he had picked up the cover he looked for himself, I would not be here today. It was a miracle. After that, life began to deteriorate quickly. We had to wear yellow stars, and the Nazis confiscated our business, and all our food was rationed.
Freezing out here on this line for bread, and I've been waiting for at least 4 hours. It must be 40 degrees below zero, but I know that if I don't wait on this line, God knows what my family will eat next. I'm lucky that I'm here at all. I've seen many boys like myself who have simply disappeared altogether, taken in the morning to work, and never returned. It's so cold. At least I'm almost at the front of the line. There's only 10 men in front of me, a minion. It won't be much longer now.
Attention, we are out of bread.
Many months have passed, and life in our ghetto has only gotten worse. I've seen many men killed in the streets in terrible, brutal public hangings. But our Jewish spirit is still alive. We still come together in Yontifs to daven in a hidden basement while the women stand guard outside. I'm far away from my days in Cheder, my days learning Torah Lishma. I'm 14 years old, but my bar mitzvah seems to have been years ago.
It was in 1942, one night in the middle of the night, the SS came in our ghetto and they broke the windows and doors and forced us to get out. We were marched into the cemetery. We were terrified and confused.
Everybody to the cemetery now! Move! Move! Right! Right! Left! Left! You! Left!
Mama, this way!
You go, Zalman. Stay with Tata. I'll stay here with Rachel.
You! Left!
Tata!
Stay right here, Zalman. I'll be right back.
He never came back. I lost my entire family that day, and at the cemetery. I never got to say goodbye. All of a sudden, it was just me. I was alone.
I'm all alone. It's just me here in Lodge Ghetto. They chose 11,000 Jews to be killed that day in the cemetery, but somehow I was amongst the 1,000 that were sent to Lodge. But I can't say that we are the lucky ones, because if you're in Lodge, you cannot be lucky. The hunger here is beyond belief. This is my bread for the next week. But if I eat only this much each day, it'll last me a week. I can't help myself. I know I'm going to regret this. God help me.
Those days in Lodge are burned into my mind like they happened yesterday. I can still see the potato pills that the doctor prescribed for my hunger pains. And at the suitcase where I hid my bread so no one would steal from me. And the impossible choices we had to make.
Today is Pesach. And when I went to go get my ration, they had matzah. But there was a choice. You could either have 1 kilo of matzah or 2 kilo of bread. Why, God? Is this some sort of awful joke? I chose the matzah. How could I choose otherwise? But please, God, make this choice count for something. Many months have passed and life has only gotten worse. Today is Yom Kippur and those devils stand tall in the church kitchens and offer us cholent. Cholent! Uncle Zivil, I feel as if I refuse their offer for the sake of the fast, I'm gonna die.
What is this? You? Eating cholent on Yom Kippur? You are a shagitz!
Baruch atah Ado. God, why are you doing this to us? Not too long ago, I've been learning Torah Lishma with thousands of other devoted Talmidim. Now I'm eating cholent on Yom Kippur. Why are you doing this to us?
One day, the leader of the Gestapo told us we were going on vacation to Leipzig for the good work we did done for the Germans. Instead, he tricked us and all the Jews who were left round up into boxcars and shipped us to Auschwitz. I was able to go through the selection process as a single person. I wouldn't have to lose any again because I had no one left.
I'm not human anymore, I'm a number. The number that is tattooed on my arm. I'm so hungry and so tired, my hands are blistering and burning from the bricks I have to carry every day. But I know better than to go elsewhere. I know better than to go volunteer when Dr. Mengele asks who's tired and wants to relax, or go on a vacation. I'll stay right where I am. I will not call attention to myself, and I'll fade into the crowd.
After a few weeks, I knew I had to get out of there. 500 men were chosen to go to Gleiwitz for. Another terrible camp, but I couldn't stay in Auschwitz. I pushed my way into the crowd, and it was a miracle that I wasn't noticed. I was sent to Gleiwitz with them and worked there till my body want to give up.
Now you listen to me. God may not be listening to me, but you are my stomach, and I command you to listen to me. Stop growling. Stop complaining. I'm doing the best I can. You will not get food for the next 12 hours.
The Russians are coming. Start marching. Now. Move. Move.
I'm so tired and I'm so sick, but we are being forced to march. By some divine intervention, I'm able to lay down at some point on a wagon during the march, and my life is saved yet again. We are marching for many days. We stop in Blechhammer so the Nazis can rest. In the morning, we see the boxcars waiting for us, but I hide in the barracks in the snow instead. I'm hiding here for many days. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. I hear gunshots everywhere. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. This doesn't end soon. I will freeze to death here in the snow. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad.
After a few days, a Russian soldier found me. He took us into German home and commanded them to give us food. He was like the Mashiach to me. And then he told me I could go home. So I did. I figured I would meet my parents back at home, my brother, my sister, but no one came. I were all gone.
Saul, Hitler has decimated your family, but he had not killed your spirit of survival. You had a strong will to live, Saul, and you refused to be drafted into any army. You were determined to live. And you met Betty, and you married Betty, a woman with a matching strength of spirit.
That's right. Today I have 2 sons. I'm sorry. Yes. You know that she said to me, Victor, she said, Sal, you better put a ring on my finger because where you go, I go.
Your first son was born in a German DP camp, and a few years later, you and Betty got visas to go to America. Life was not easy. You spoke no English and hadn't been in school since the 6th grade. You had a very hard time getting a job, but even this did not dampen your spirit.
That's right. Today I have 2 sons and 3 grandchildren, Melanie, Gabriela, and Yosef. I am a man who is Samayach Bechelkoi, and that this attitude helped me to speak in public my story and to educate the next generation as I'm doing here today.
I was born in Lvov, Poland, the baby of 5 siblings.
My parents spoiled me,
and I remember my home was warm and full of laughter.
Reena, mein Kind, my baby.
I'm not a baby, Mama. It's not fair. Why do I always have to be the youngest? I'm so much younger than all my brothers and my sister.
Anusha, you may be the youngest, but each one of my children brings their own luck, and each one of my children is special.
My parents loved me so much. I slept between them every night. I loved my childhood. I loved the snow. I loved the park. I loved going to school. And I loved to play with the fabrics my father brought home from his textile business.
שעמדה והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו והיא שעמדה
The Seder was my most favorite childhood memory. I was loved. I was safe. But then the whispering began, and the fear started to creep around our corners. The Germans' presence in our town chilled our blood to ice.
Mama, what's going on? What are you doing? This is no time for laundry. I'm scared. Are those soldiers coming here?
Look, Renusha, I'm just gonna do some laundry. And when the Germans come, I'm just gonna explain to them how much laundry I have to do. They're cultured people. They'll understand what it means to have to provide for 5 children. So there's no reason to worry and no reason to be afraid. You'll be right next to me the entire time.
Raus! Let's go!
Wait! Out! Please don't take my mother and sister. Take this bread. Take my watch. Take this alcohol, please.
Get out of my way! Let's go!
Mama, quick, take this bread.
Renusha, go get your jacket just in case.
From there, we were taken to prison and then spent 5 days in Yanovska transition camp. All we had to eat was that loaf of bread from Heshu.
We were tired and disheveled. It was a continuous nightmare, but I didn't cry. I was with my mother, and she comforted me.
Läuft, mein Kind, run.
What are we supposed to do with her?
She will endanger us all.
You better keep quiet.
I was released from the camp with that group. My mother made a split-second decision and figured that those women will be released. And she was right. And later, I met my brothers at the gates of the camp.
Renusha! Where's Mama?
Where is Mama, Renusha?
I don't know. I don't know.
We went home. The laundry basin was still full. I never saw my mother again. I was not even 10 at the time. I don't even have a single picture of my mother. It is like my picture frame is always empty.
Tata, when is Mama coming home?
I don't know, Renusha. I just don't know.
But I am worried about so many things. Who will take care of me if not Mama? If Tata has to work with the coal all day, who will send me to the store and who will braid my hair? Who will cook food for me? Who will call me mein Kind?
I wasn't thinking of what happened to Mama, just what would happen to me. It was then when I started to cry finally, and I cried for a long time.
Many months have passed in this apartment in the ghetto. I've learned to cook food for my family, but there are so many families here, and we each only get one burner. My burner is the one closest to the fire, so I burn every meal I make. My brother Lonik is gone. He went to his wife's town after she was taken in Axion. My father is gone. He woke up one night and couldn't breathe. He died in the bed right next to me. And my mother is gone too. I always dream that one day she will return, but so far she has not. Only my brothers, Heshu, Mishko, my sister Donna, and I are left.
Renusha, Donna, I can't stay here. I need to do something. I need to take my destiny into my own hands.
No, Mishko, it's too dangerous.
I promise I'll be careful. I have registered to become part of the Volksdeutsch. I have false papers and they believe I'm a Pole. They're sending me to the Ukraine to work behind German lines.
But Mishko, we can't lose you too.
Heshu will take care of you, and I promise I'll be back. Listen, I'll be leaving for a train at 11. If all goes as planned, I'll be by the window waving my hands like this. Stay here and watch the window, watch the trains go by. If you see my wave, you'll know I'm okay.
I waited by the window for hours just to make sure I didn't miss his train. And finally, late in the night, I saw his hands waving out of the train window. It was a wonderful moment, a happy sight amidst all those awful, nightmarish days.
Renusha, Donna, we have to leave this ghetto. Things are only getting worse. Mishko is behind German lines and will arrange for our escape. But until then, we'll return to our apartment in Lvov under false names.
We are walking in the night. It's very, very cold. It's snowy and dark, and I'm scared. Every step we take, it's like walking through a minefield.
We can't walk through the big city at night. We'll continue at daybreak, but until then, lie in this ditch with me. Don't worry, I'll protect you.
We continued at dawn and made it into Lvov. where my brother arranged for Donna and me to live in our old apartment building in the super basement apartment.
This building used to be where I felt safe, where I felt warm and loved. We used to go to the shtibel just upstairs from our apartment. Now, I cower in fear as I look around at the walls that are papered with the Torah scrolls from our shtibel. Mrs. Gruchkova says the parchment is good insulation, but I've never felt colder in my life. Donna is 20, and she's sick with typhus. I sleep next to her every night. Shh, Donna, it'll be okay. You'll get better soon. I'm just 10 years old, but I feel like an old woman. Heshu? Mishko? But how? Where?
No questions, Renusha. We have to hurry.
I can't leave Donna. She's too sick. She can barely move.
We'll come back for her.
No, I can't leave her. She'll lose her will to live.
Then we'll come back for the both of you. I promise.
They came back when Dana was just slightly better, enough to make the journey to Dnipropetrovsk. My name from now is Halinka Wojtych, and Dana and I were two Polish sisters traveling on vacation. My brothers, in their German uniforms, kept watch on us from afar.
We are now living in Dnipropetrovsk with a woman named Pasha. I'm not sure how my brothers arranged this, but everyone here thinks we are Polish. I know I'm not safe anywhere, but I'm comfortable, and I have my brothers and my sister with me.
Renusha, Donna, they have discovered us. Someone disclosed our information to the Gestapo. Heshu has been arrested. We need to leave for Nikolaev immediately. But Renusha, the journey is too long and dangerous for a child. You must stay here. We will come back. I promise.
I am alone once again. It seems that I cannot hold on to the people I love. They slip through my fingers like water. For 2 months, I live in Dnipropetrovsk without my family. I'm afraid Heshu is dead. I cry all the time. I don't think I can ever be happy again. Pasha, any news?
Halinka, your brother Heshu, he's alive.
He was so skinny, and his head was shaved. He had just barely escaped death to get out of jail. But to see him, it was the happiest day of my life. Mishko came back to bring Heshu to Romania. They put on their German uniforms back and made the dangerous journey. But once they were safe and settled, they had to come back for me.
I am on a train with my brothers. I'm afraid that if I fall asleep, I'll wake up, and this will all be a dream. And I'm scared, but I am an optimist.
Listen, Renusha, listen to the wheels of the train. You could hear them saying, "It will be okay, it will be okay, it will be okay."
I know, Mishko. I know it.
It is January 1945. After a very long journey, we arrived to Israel. The sky is blue and cloudless. The sun is so bright you can hardly keep your eyes open. I feel free. I feel a sense of wonder. I think that this is what paradise looks and feels like. I want to be in this place forever. I am not afraid anymore. I am home.
Reena, you are finally free to live as a Jew, and you learned Hebrew in just 3 months. You lived on a kibbutz and developed your passion for medicine working in the infirmary. When you were just 18, you started in nursing school, and you earned your degree and even became an instructor.
Razy, I think you are amazing. Living and working in Israel helped me to feel redeemed from World War II.
But you didn't stay in Israel. You wanted to. But after you got married, you came to America. And being the optimist that you are, you found the good in this country. You had 2 children, and you worked as a nurse for 35 years. Today, you have 8 grandchildren, and you continue to inspire in your work as a gallery educator at the Museum of Jewish Heritage and the Living Memorial to the Holocaust.
And I'll tell you again, you are amazing.
Thank you, Reena.
You know, I never felt I had a story to tell. I didn't think I suffer as much as the others, but in this place I learned that I have a story too. And for this, I am forever grateful.
Your world sinks down, 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 down. Your eyes, they watch it fall. Innocence is long gone, barely breathing through it all. You are white like an angel. Fear makes you still inside. Now evil surrounds. Don't make a sound. There's no place left to hide. You connect the present and the past. We are the future of a nation that lasts. Now what is left to do? To remember and never forget the soul of every Jew. You overcame the darkest night. You fought back with hope. Now you share your stories, telling us just how you cope. As you hold my hand, I feel it all flow through. We're a warning stretched through time. Your stories are now mine. I'll carry them for you. You connect the present and the past. We are the future of a nation that lasts. Now what is left to do? To remember and never forget the soul of every Jew.
Witness Cedar is like my new family. Every Wednesday, the Bet Midrash was transformed into a home. Sometimes we laughed, sometimes we cried, but there was always love.
The survivors were an inspiration to us all. They showed us the strength and faith they still had after all they have gone through in life.
I used to view the Holocaust as only a dark time for my nation. But now that I see all that the survivors have become, I realize the Holocaust is something I can learn from, something I can never forget.
Now they are like my family, and anytime they tell me about a moment in their present or their past, I feel as if I am going through it with them.
This experience has opened my eyes to a world I had no part in. My family has no connection to the Holocaust, and maybe because of this, I lost sensitivity towards the subject. But getting to meet these amazing survivors gave that emotion back to me.
Connecting with the adults made me appreciate everything I have and all the people in my life. I realized that we all have obstacles, but it is our job to help each other.
Witness Theater isn't a production or a therapy session. It's an inspiration, a place to learn from the greatest role models we can ever hope to have.
I never knew I could feel so close to someone just a little bit older than me. For us, age gaps do not exist. In Witness Theater, we learn that there is no single story when it comes to the Holocaust, that each of the 6 million is a one. And I am privileged to stand here in the presence of the heroes of our time and call them my friends.
Up, 2, 3, down. And up, and down. I should keep bowing.
We thank our students, we thank our heroes, we thank Sally. Please remain standing for the memorial service, followed by Kaddish, a psalm. El malei rachamim eshochein bamromim Hamtzei menucha nechona al kanfei hashchina v'ma'alot kidoshim utahorim ki zohar ki ha'mazirim et nishmot Hakedoshim Yatorim Shehumrtu Vishenergu Vishenishchatu Vishenisrifu Vishenitbeu Vishenechneku al Kiddush Hashem Hagidei HaTzorim HaGermanim Yimach Shemam v'zichnam Ba'avur Shekol HaNesafim Mekan Mitpalelim Yad Askarat Nishmoteyem Began Eden Tehei Menuchatam Lachein Baal HaRachamim Yastirei Besetek Nafav Niolamim V'yitzeror Yitzror HaChayim Et Ishmoteyem Adonai Hu Nachalatam V'yanuchu b'shalom Mishkivoteihem V'nomar Amen. We're going to honor Saul with saying Kaddish for all those souls who have no one to say Kaddish for them.
Yishkadal v'yishkadash me'rabo Omer b'chusay Yamlech ma'chusay V'chayeichon v'yomeichon V'chayeichon Beis Yisrael Ba'golos ma'ankorav Emer Umein יהיש מרב מבורך עולם המאי ויסבורך וישתבח וישרוימן ויסנעשה ויסעדול ויסהלל שמי קידשו ברוך הוא ואילם כבחוס ושרוס ותשבחוס ונחמוס ודמירם ואום ואמן יהיש למרב מצ'מאי חיים עלינו הכוס עולמין אוי ששום במרוי מוף ישום עלינו הכוס ואמרו Amen.
I'd like to conclude in honoring our heroes with the Yeshiva of Flatbush, showing our heroes the spirit that we have in singing V'hi She'amda, which is the song that we sing every Pesach, that assures us that through God's help, the strength and the heroism that you see on stage will keep Am Yisrael alive forever. V'hi She'amda. V'hi she'amda lavoteinu le'lanu shelo echad kevad amad aleinu lechaloteinu amad aleinu lechaloteinu V'hi she'amda lavoteinu V'hi she'amda lavoteinu v'lanu shelo echad kevad amad aleinu lechaloteinu amad aleinu lechaloteinu v'yakadosh baruch hu matzileinu matzileinu mi'adam v'yakadosh baruch hu matzileinu matzileinu mi'adam la 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 Oh la 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 Oh Thank you very much for being an excellent audience. And once again, thank you, Brian, thank you, Sally, and thank you, our special family, for making this day very meaningful. Thank you.